Every World Cup contains within it two stories running simultaneously. The first is the tournament itself, the matches, the goals, the upsets, the champions. The second is quieter, less immediately obvious, but in the long run far more significant. It is the story of who arrives for the first time. Pelé in 1958, 17 years old, scoring twice in the final as Brazil became world champions for the first time. Diego Maradona in 1982 at 21, not yet fully formed but already showing the outlines of what he would become. Wayne Rooney in 2004 at Euro 2004, 18 years old, scaring the life out of every defender in Europe for 3 weeks before his foot gave out. The 2026 World Cup is simultaneously the farewell of one generation and the arrival of the next. While Messi, Ronaldo, and Modric say goodbye, a cohort of teenagers and very young men step onto the world's biggest stage for the first time. Some of them are already famous. Some of them you may not have heard of yet. All of them will matter in the years that follow. Welcome to Everything About Football. These are the youngest players at the 2026 World Cup, and why each of them could define the next decade of the sport. Gilberto Mora, Mexico. Age, 17, shirt number, 19. We begin with the youngest. Born on the 14th of October 2008 in Tuxtla Gutierrez, Chiapas, Mexico, Gilberto Mora is 17 years old at the 2026 World Cup, making him almost certainly the youngest player in the entire tournament. He wears the number 19 at his club Tijuana in Liga MX. He is an attacking midfielder, 5 feet 6 inches tall, quick, direct, and fearless in the way that only players who do not yet fully comprehend the stakes can be. His path to this tournament is remarkable. He is the son of a former professional footballer, also named Gilberto Mora, and was scouted by Tijuana as an 8-year-old. He made his senior debut for the club in August 2024 at the age of 15, immediately establishing himself as one of Liga MX's most exciting young talents. Mexico coach Javier Aguirre named him in the initial squad, making him one of the first 12 Liga MX players confirmed for the tournament. Mexico's youngest ever World Cup player before him was Manuel Rosas, who was 18 years and 88 days old when he appeared in the 1930 World Cup, the very first edition of the tournament. If Mora plays against any opponent in the group stage, he shatters that record by more than a year. He returned from a groin injury just weeks before the squad announcement, and his fitness is being monitored carefully. But Aguirre has backed him. At a home World Cup in front of the largest football crowds Mexico has ever seen, a 17-year-old from Chiapas could be about to write history. Franco Mastantuono, Argentina, age 18. Shirt number, 30. Born on the 14th of August 2007 in Azul, Argentina, Franco Mastantuono is 18 years old and one of the most extraordinary teenage talents that South American football has produced in a generation. He wears number 30 at Real Madrid, and that detail alone tells you something. You do not sign for Real Madrid at 17, move to Spain, and hold your place in a squad of that quality unless you are genuinely exceptional. Mastantuono joined Real Madrid from River Plate in 2025, having already become one of the most talked about players in Argentina's Superliga. He is as a winger, equally comfortable on either flank, with technical ability that club scouts who had watched him for 3 years describe as unlike anything they had seen at his age since a certain player who grew up at La Masia in Barcelona. He is the youngest player in history to score in the UEFA Champions League for Real Madrid, a record that places him in the company of some of the greatest players in the history of that club. He is also Argentina's youngest ever official debutant, but Mastantuono does not play like a teenager. There is a composure to his movement, a patience in tight spaces, and an instinct for the decisive moment that experienced players develop over a decade. At the 2026 World Cup, playing for the defending champions alongside Messi, potentially making the last of his World Cup appearances on the same pitch as Mastantuono making his first, the symbolism is almost too perfect. Lamine Yamal, Spain, age 18, shirt number 10. There are players who require no introduction. Lamine Yamal is one of them. Born on the 13th of July 2007 in Esplugues de Llobregat near Barcelona, his parents are from Morocco and Equatorial Guinea, and he was born in the same hospital as the very city he now plays for. Yamal wears the number 10 shirt at Barcelona and the number 19 for the Spain national team. He is 18 years old and has already won 2 La Liga titles, the Copa Trophy twice and the UEFA Euro 2024 with the Spanish national team, where he was named player of the tournament. He scored in the semi-final of Euro 2024 against France with a curling left-footed strike from the right touchline that bent into the top corner, a goal of such beauty and precision that it immediately entered the conversation about the greatest goals in tournament history. He had turned 17 years old the day before. At the 2026 World Cup, he makes his debut on a continental stage he has partly helped define. He is already considered one of the 2 or 3 best players in La Liga. He has won the Ballon d'Or's Copa Trophy, awarded to the best player in the world under 21, in consecutive years. His physical development continues to accelerate. He arrives in North America with a minor hamstring concern, but Spain's medical staff are confident he will be available from the group stage. And if he is, Spain are better for it. In fact, if Yamal performs at Euro 2024 levels, every opponent Spain face should be afraid. Pau Cubarsi, Spain, age 19, shirt number 5. While Yamal gets the headlines, his Barcelona and Spain teammate Pau Cubarsi has quietly become one of the most highly rated defenders in European football. Born on the 22nd of January 2007 in Bestano in Girona, Catalonia, Cubarsi wears the number 5 at Barcelona. He is a center-back, 184 centimeters tall, composed, technically gifted, and extraordinarily calm for a player of his age. In July 2025, Sports Illustrated and ESPN both rank Cubarsi as the 6th best center-back in the world. He is 19 years old. The Barcelona shirt he wears at club level was previously worn by Sergio Busquets, and before him Carles Puyol, 2 of the greatest Spanish players of their generation. The number means something at this club, and they gave it to a 19-year-old because they believe in what he represents. He broke the record for the youngest defender ever to represent Spain at senior level, a record previously held by Sergio Ramos when he made his debut in March 2024 at 17 years, 1 month and 28 days. He has since become one of Spain's first-choice center-backs, partnering Aymeric Laporte in the heart of a defense that concedes very little. At the 2026 World Cup, Cubarsi will be the defensive foundation of the team that many consider the tournament's strongest side. For a 19-year-old on the biggest stage in the sport, that is extraordinary weight to carry. But those who watch him play every week will tell you he carries it better than most players twice his age. Warren Zaire-Emery, France, age 20, shirt number 33. Born on the 8th of March 2006 in Montreuil, near Paris, Warren Zaire-Emery wears the number 33 at Paris Saint-Germain and is 20 years old at the 2026 World Cup. He is a midfielder, box-to-box, dynamic, technically precise, and he has already logged close to 180 appearances for PSG at the age of 20. He became PSG's youngest ever player when he made his debut in August 2022 at 16 years old. Then he became their youngest ever scorer. Then the youngest player in UEFA Champions League history to start a knockout phase match. The records have continued to fall throughout his career. He is closing in on 10 senior France caps, competing for minutes in the world's deepest international squad, but Didier Deschamps named him in the 26. At a World Cup where France have Mbappé, Dembélé, Olise, Barcola, Thuram, Cherki, and Dou in attack, where the competition for places is unlike that of any other nation, making that squad at 20 years old says everything about how France's coaching staff assess his quality. His role at the tournament may initially be from the bench or in deeper midfield, but Zaire-Emery is the kind of player who makes things happen in the space of a single moment. And in knockout football, single moments decide everything. Endrick, Brazil, age 19, shirt number 9. We finish with the number 9. Born on the 21st of July 2006 in Taguatinga, Brasilia, Endrick wears the historic number 9 shirt at Real Madrid, a shirt worn before him by Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, and Kylian Mbappé. He is 19 years old. He plays his football on loan at Lyon in Ligue 1 after beginning his career in Europe with Real Madrid. Endrick became a Brazilian legend before he left Palmeiras. He scored on his senior Brazil debut. He scored at the 2024 Paris Olympics. He is the kind of player whose technical profile, explosive pace, two-footed finishing, movement in tight spaces, is the template for the modern attacking player. He arrives at the 2026 World Cup in a Brazil squad that also contains Vinicius Jr., Rafinha, and a returning Neymar. Getting minutes will not be straightforward. But Carlo Ancelotti has included him in the squad specifically because in the latter stages of a tournament, when defenders are tired and space is open, a 19-year-old striker playing without fear can be the difference between elimination and glory. Brazil have not won a World Cup in 24 years. The pressure on this squad is immense. And somewhere in the middle of all that pressure, wearing the number 9 shirt, a 19-year-old from Brasilia might just do something unforgettable. So, 6 players, 6 nations. Ages ranging from 17 to 20, together they represent something that every World Cup at its best always delivers, the future arriving ahead of schedule. Gilberto Mora at 17, potentially becoming Mexico's youngest ever World Cup player. Franco Mastantuono at 18, the youngest Champions League scorer in Real Madrid's history, stepping onto the same pitch as the man whose legacy he will one day inherit. Lamine Yamal at 18, already a European champion, already making the greatest players in La Liga look ordinary. Cubarsi at 19, the world's sixth best center-back according to those who evaluate these things professionally. Zaire-Emery at 20, making France's squad ahead of players who have been trying to break into that squad for years. And Endrick at 19, wearing the number 9 at Real Madrid, playing for the most successful football nation in World Cup history. Watch them carefully in North America this summer. Because in 4 years' time, and in 8, they will not be the youngest players anymore. They will be the ones the next generation is chasing. That is how football works. And that is why the 2026 World Cup, for all its legends and farewells, is also the beginning of something entirely new. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Everything About Football for more analysis, history, and debate. The beautiful game in all its depth.